I didn't count it, but about 10 lines. There's 2 dots over there. And it says, Yesh Lo Schus. Quotes the Mishnah. See, it's nice. It feels like home over here.
I see that already. No, it's okay. We're very good.
It's late and I'm hungry.
Take another one also.
Take another one.
No, too much sugar is not good.
Too much sugar.
Just take one, then another one. Take another one for one.
Okay.
Take one at a time. No.
Now you're talking. One at a time.
You could start. I'm going to see. I'm going to help him over there with the clock.
Okay. You notice though with the 2 glucose. Nothing.
Wow.
You notice though with the 2 glucose. Why did David should give 2 glucose? He came to the Yidden and
If it's free,
that's right. And he offered the Yidden. He said, "What's cost us? It exists. He gives 3." Okay, we learned in the Mishnah that there's such an Indian as a schus that may hold off the punishment that will come to the woman. So in the Mishnah we learned different opinions. One opinion we learned that the schus could help for 1 year. Or we learned it could help for 2 years. We learned in the Mishnah even it could help for 3 years. It could help us. So fact the Gemara. Money must listen. According to who is our Mishnah, we have a different place where it says entirely different cheshbainis. Loi Abba Yossi ben Hanan. The Mishnah is not going according to Abba Yossi ben Hanan. Loi Rabbi Elazar ben Yitzchak. Ish Kfar Dorim from the south. Loi Rabbi Shmuel. Because the son that we went in the Braisa, it says in the Braisa as follows. Im yesh lo schus, if she has a schus, is toigo lo shchosh chadashim. You can help her for 3 months. You don't have it 3? Good. You can help her for 3 months. Why? What's in 3 months? It says kedei hakoras ha'uba. When a woman becomes pregnant, you can't recognize right away. But after 3 months, you can already notice on her body already, it looks already like that she's pregnant. Divrei Abba Yossi ben Hanan. V'yesh Rabbi Elazar ben Yitzchak ish kvar darim oimer. Tes chadashim, 9 months. Why? Because shenem eshet in posik v'niksa v'nizra zara. It says over there that if she didn't do anything wrong, so she'll end up having children. So we have that pasuk, and there's another place that says Zera Yavdanu, you super. So what's that Zera Yavdanu? Children that will serve Hashem, that they will talk about the praise of Hashem. So it means Zera Haroi L'Saper. In other words, it means a born child. As long as the child is 3 months, he can't. He's not in a stage where he has to be born with L'Payil. It's 9 months, he's born. He'll get older. He'll talk also, but at least he's a living child. And Rabbi Shmuel, Shnei Motza Chodesh. Rabbi Shmuel says 12 months. He says as follows. The other 2 people brought a raya. You know, they learned it from a limud. He said, even though I don't have a raya, but Zeicha L'Dava, there is some indication that you could rely on over here. He said the Ksiv is Satan Pasuk. It's a Pasuk when he gave to Nebuchadnezzar that he was told as follows: Lehen Malka, to you King, Malki Yishofer Alach. I hope you will like my advice. V'chatoyech bezdaka peroik. You should give tzedakah to redeem your sins, v'visach, and your crookedness, b'chmihen onion with helping the poor people. And then I could tell you that hand then the heavy malka will show wusa. You'll have a richos yomim in your majesty. Uksiv, and it says in Vaita over there. So I think it's in Daniel. I think it said Vaita that kula moton al Nebuchadnezzar. Everything that was predicted against Nebuchadnezzar all happened. Uksiv in the state that uksas yachin trei osir, that it was after 12 months. So you see from here that he took the eights of the Navi, and b'meila he had a schus that for 12 months he was able to survive. Then later,
12 months. It's not a real gigantic time.
so the Gemara asked the question. He asked the question. So according to who does it go? Because in the Mishnah we got 3 opinions. In over here we got also 3 opinions. So the Gemara says, "V'olam Rabbi Yishmael." Well, it goes according to Rabbi Yishmael. The Ashka Tro V'Tanya. He found a pasuk. In the beginning, he said he didn't have a pasuk. Later he searched and he found a pasuk. The Ksiv said in pasuk, Kayam Hashem. The Eibush says, Ashreisha Pisha Adam. I will forgive. So you see that the number of 3. And Apapi She'ein Raya L'Dava, Zeichel L'Dava. So why did he say he found the pasuk? How come he didn't know the pasuk before? Because Dilma Shani Evikachavim Dremivka Dina Raya. The Goyim doesn't punish. The Eibush doesn't punish him right away. But by Yidden, they get punished quicker in order that they should get Olam Haba. So clear it up here. By Goyim, they don't have Olam Haba to begin with. So the Eibush has his time with them.
How does it show 12 months? How
Huh?
is it supposed to
He
show 12 months?
said, he radically says,
How's it
Rabbi
show
Shmuel said a year.
Rabbi Shmuel said 12 months.
12 months is a year.
yeah, but over here from this passage is 3 years.
It doesn't. Poshet is not. It's 3 is not months. 3 are 3 things.
How does it show it's 12 months?
That's what it says.
Rashi says 3 years.
3 years, okay.
So over here, Rabbi Shmuel only says to 12 months, and over here he says 3 years, like Sosh Peshiyad, but you see 3.
It's 3 times 12.
Yes. 3 times 12 is
Small. On the pasuk that was 3
Doesn't the
times.
Mishnah say
3
one
times
of the
12.
opinions is 1 year in the Mishnah? So the Mishnah says one opinion is 1 year.
We said that's Rabbi
It
Shmuel.
was,
Yeah.
it says that it's Rabbi Shmuel that says here a year. Rabbi Shmuel over here says a year, right? 12 months. But he found a pasuk on top of that.
One said low Rabbi Shmuel.
Huh?
Why did one say low Rabbi Shmuel?
No, this is Rabbi Shmuel. Then Rabbi Shmuel says not Rabbi Shmuel.
What's even happening? The Mishnah says a year.
Well, don't
Mishnah
finish it.
says
Finish
a
it.
year.
Drink that and then finish
The
yours.
proof they bring down for
I'm gonna fill the cup.
In the Mishnah, the point is this here. In the Mishnah, in the Mishnah it says 3 years, and Rabbi Shmuel over here in the Braisa says only 1 year. So we're saying that the Mishnah is according to Rabbi Shmuel, but Rabbi Shmuel over here came up with a new chiddush, which he didn't have in the Mishnah.
So he still holds 3 years?
Yeah. Okay. Zot the Gemara. Now the Gemara said, the Gemara said, no, what does it mean as schus? You say, how does schus? What does it mean as schus? In fact, the Gemara schus the mai. What is this schus that we're talking about? Ilaim is schus the Torah. If we say a schus for limud the Torah, in fact, the Gemara ha'eina mitzuba v'oiset. She's not mechuyit to my Torah. Elo, schus the mitzvah. The schus of doing a mitzvah. In fact, the Gemara, schus the mitzvah mi manga kula hai. Does the schus of doing a mitzvah protect so much? But Tanya, we learned, as zu dorish Nachum Rabbi Yossi, Nachum Yossi Darshan, Shaitan Pasuk Ne'em Mitzvah Torah so Torah Kosev was a mitzvah b'ner, was a Torah b'or. So, why did they do that? Loi Melech to tell you, as a mitzvah b'ner, Loi Melech, man ner, eine Megina, Eluf Ishah, Af mitzvah, eine Megina, Eluf Ishah. If you light a candle, it's very temporary. It can blow out right away. There's a Torah ba'ar, Loi Melech, ma'ar megin l'oilem, Af Torah megina l'oilem.
So from here you see that.
So you see, and she doesn't have Torah. She doesn't have Torah. She has only mitzvah. So how does she get? V'omer, the pasuk says regarding Torah, B'salecha chotancha oisach, and the Gemara goes to explain. B'salecha chotancha oisach, it will lead you in your way. That's b'olam hazeh. And b'shachpach tishma lecha zu misa. And v'kitzaisa, you'll wake up, this will be what you'll be talking about. This will also love it. And the Gemara says, Moshe Adam shoyim mahalal b'yishin derech. A person was walking in the darkness of the night, and in darkness, says if he can't see, there's no light, he may get stuck with some thorns. Umin hapchosim means ditches. He may fall into a ditch. Umin habakonim. That's like people are not good, you know. Umechayero, umenalistim, ve'eni yedei be'el derech mahalach. He doesn't even, he's in the darkness, and he's walking in the darkness. So what happens? If he gets an avuka means like a havdalah licht, a torch, a torch, or so nitzam in akaisen, he doesn't have to worry anymore about the thorns. Umin hapachosim, and from the ditches. Umin habakanim. I forgot how they take about kanim. Huh? Vadayim is yore mechayero, but still a chayero can come out from a wood and could attack him. Umin alistim, he may be confronted from robbers. Ve'eni yedei b'derech be'ezeh derech mahalach. Kiva shoma damoid hashacham. Once it becomes light, so niso mechayero min alistim of adayin any yedei be'ezeh derech mahalach. He still doesn't know if he's going in the right way or not. If he has to turn right or turn left. He giel leproshes drachim. Once he comes to a crossroad, so niso mikulam. So he's safe from everything.
Why?
Huh?
Why? Because there's a sign there.
Some of this
Huh? The sign, yeah. Okay.
That's what Yogi Berra said.
So this is a marshal. So this is a marshal for Torah. All this happens if you're going Torah, but if you're going mitzvah, you're still not protected. So still the question is, how is this lady? What schus does she have?
Protecting her.
Yogi Berra said.
Then the Gemara says another pshat. Davracha. Aveda mechaber mitzvah. If you did a mitzvah and you did an aveda, so the aveda could extinguish the mitzvah of aveda mechaber Torah, but an aveda could not be mechaber, cannot extinguish it. The schus of Torah always remains with you. Shenema shed in pasuk Mayim Rabbim, Hayuchel Chabes Asahaba, that Mayim Rabbim means anything. Abba means Abba Hashem, learning of Torah. So the Gemara answers now. Amud Rav Yosef. Mitzvah be'idna the osikba, while he's doing the mitzvah, so magina umatzva. It's two things. It saves you from Yetzer Hara and it saves you. Of be'idna the loy osikba, agune megra about sura loy matzva. It's not a thing that has a lasting effect to keep you safe. And but Torah, bein be'idna the osikba, bein be'idna the loy osikba, magina umatzva. So all this is telling you that mitzvah is great, but not so great, and Torah is much greater, and she doesn't have Torah, so we still don't have an answer.
As to how she's
What
being
is
protected.
the schus that she has?
Maybe a couple of years is Lefi Shah also. A couple of years could be Lefi Shah.
But she doesn't have the chiyuv of learning Torah.
No, the mitzvah. A mitzvah says Magina Lefi Shah.
He's showing the time that to do it.
I think when last year that if she helps her husband or kids.
So the Gemara now asks
It
the
depends on
question.
the level of a mitzvah. Depends how great the mitzvah was.
We don't know how to rate mitzvahs.
Now, there's that you want to do the mother.
That the Gemara, now that we spoke so much about learning. Okay, Rabbi, we got to cover ground. Now that we learned so much about
Trying to move forward.
about the greatness of Torah, that the Gemara Maskeh for Rabbi asked the question, Elomeato, Doeg v'achitayfo. Doeg and achitayfo were the times of Shaul and David, and they fought David, and they were punished. In fact, the Gemara Milo Aska b'Torah. Didn't they study? They were big Talmidei Chachamim.
How come?
Amay lo hagina layu.
Right.
Why didn't it protect them? So it seems like that Torah does not protect the way you said in a perpetual way. El Amarava. Torah be'idna de osik ba magino matzah. And be'idna de loy osik ba agune magno atzur loy matzah. And mitzvah bein be'idna de osik ba bein be'idna de loy osik ba. So aguna matzah atzur no matzah. So still you see that Torah is greater, but when you're not oisik in it, so then it doesn't help you. So Ravina, so we still have the question, what is this schut that she has? Zot the Gemara, Ravina Oma, V'oigam schus Torah, V'oigam is the schus of Torah. Ude Gamer to fragst eine Mitzuba V'oisa, so the Gemara answers, the Pikuda le mikro ba'agro. No, I'm sorry. The Pikuda le mikro. She's not commanded to learn Torah, but ba'asra for the reward. The mikrin le umasnin benayun that they help their children with their studies, and v'noten l'holu gavrayun, and they wait for their husbands. They stay up for their husbands. Ad osmer bei medrashim. Don't they share with the husband in that schus that he has? So that is the schus that they have that will protect them. Fragt the Gemara, my precious drachim. What do we mean by a precious drachim?
You get the person.
Amar Rav Chisda, zeh Talmud Chacham v'yem hamisa. That if he's a Talmud Chacham in Yom HaMisa, so he'll be protected when he'll come up before the court. Reb Nachman Amar, zeh Talmud Chacham v'yiras chait. That sometimes there's Talmidei Chacham, but they're not yirei chait. You know, the Gemara says that Shema ben Sunni hoyadoirish kol esen shabbatayim. But when he came to Hashem Okecha Tira, Pirish, right? So what happened? So it's a came along Rabbi Kiva, and he dashin with Rabbi's Talmud Chacham. What does it mean with Rabbi's Talmud Chacham? that a Talmud Chacham also has to be a Yireh Shemayim. So there's different levels, you know. That's not the partial detached, of course, what I just said.
Yeah.
Mazutra Omar, Zu Talmud Chacham, the Sagar Shmaitza, Aliba de Hilchasa, that he was Zoicher, that he paskins, his psakim are accepted. So the Gemara Davar Acha, another pshat, Aveda Mechaber Mitzvah, Vein Aveda Mechaber Torah. Omer Yosef said, Dorish of Menachem ben Yossi, Haikro, Ki Sinai. He darshan it as though it sounded as though the Eibishtim said it. What did he darshan? Now the Menachem ben Yossi is the one that was talking up over here above. Right. We started over talking from Menachem ben Yossi. So he said, he darshan, if Doeg Taifa would have learned pshat the way he did it, so they would have not chased David, because the Ksiv is taking Pasuk. They chased David and they said that the Eibishter has forsaken him. They said because of the Ma'aseh with Bathsheba. My daughter, what is this great drash that he dashen? So the Gemara, Shaitan Pasuk, V'yira b'chor Evers Dava, and B'shov Me'acharecha, V'hein Einim Yodim, Sha'aveda Mechaber Mitzvah, V'ein Aveda Mechaber Torah. And David had the schus of Torah. Remember, they made a mistake that they were chasing David. My boys, your boys alone. We brought before a pasuk that someone want to give away Torah, so boys, your boys alone. That the Gemara Oma Ula. So Ula said the pshat like this: Loi ke Shimon achi Azariah, v'loi ke Rabbi Yochanan the Ben Asiyah. In other words, Shimon, the brother of Azariah, and the relative of the Nasi, they gave away a share of their Torah. Ella ki Hillel v'Shavna. Like, no, you should be like Hillel and Shavna. The Gemara explains what it means. The Chiyoseh Abdimi Omar, he says, Hillel v'Shavna achi havi. They were brothers. Hillel osik b'Torah, and Shavna obed isik. And the Hillel learned Torah, and Shavna did business. The Saif Amalei, at the end, he said to him, Tor na'arev v'lifreg. Let's mix it all together, and we'll share. I'll have a schus in your Torah, and you'll have a schus in my business. Yotza Baskov Amra, Im Yitin Ish is called base. Im Yit Ish is called him base. Be'ava is boys your boys who. And that's what Hillel said, I don't want any of it, I want my Torah. Now, let's look at the Gemara now. We're going in the Mishnah, Benazai, Chayev Odom Lulamed as Bita Torah. And Rabbi Lezer said, Kal Melamed as Bita Torah, Melamda Tiflus. Tiflus means that he teaches certain tricks, like, that should, find more a Talmud Chacham, So he uses his Torah, I know that you could do this and this, I'll be din, or whatever. If she didn't know, she knows that you're not allowed to do it, Faltik. But the Gemara, Tiflis Sakadaitach, Tiflis mean that from this to Eiskumen, that Moshe, she knows that there's such in here, schus and everything, so she figures I'll have a relationship with this guy and I'll have a schus. If she didn't know all about this here, if she was an amoritz, she wouldn't know any hatadim, So, Tiflus Sakadaitach, Eimaki Eagle, it's as though he's teaching her, because from his teaching her, she's going to end up doing things that are wrong because she learned up about certain hatadim or certain schusim in the Torah. Something Gemara. Amar Abavua my time of the Rabbi Lezer, that the Rabbi Lezer says that you shouldn't teach, is against it. So the Ksiva steht in Posek, Ani Chochma, there's a lot of Chochma in my Torah. And Shechanti Omer, so he teaches up that Kiva Shenichnas Chochma Ba'odam, once the wisdom of Torah comes into a person, Nichnas Ima Amumius. So he knows already some tricks already, some krumkeit, you know. Rabbanan that say that you should teach. Hayani Chochmai of the way. They need it for what Rabbi Yisrael said. The Rabbi Yisrael Ein Divatayim Kaimim El B'Misha Mamed Atzmai Oram Olehom. Shenema Ani Chochma Shechanti Omer. Omer means Omer can mean over here. He has nothing. You know, they have nothing. And he's totally dedicated to learning Torah. Omer Rabbi Yochanan Ein Divrei Torah Miskaimim El B'mi Shemeisim Atzmai Kimisha Einai. He's totally bottled. Shenema HaChochma Me Ayin Timotze. When there's ayin, then you'll have Torah. Let's go weiter. Something more Rabbi Shua Ayman. Roisha Isha, he said Bekav V'Tiflis more than precious. I didn't explain it yesterday. I'll explain it now because the Tosfos on this is over here, not by the Mishnah. And the Tosfos brings over here a pshat that there are different dinim when a husband is supposed to have a relationship with his wife. It's dependent on his employment, and there's different jobs that pay different salaries. So there's a job that pays a lot of money, but you have to stay away a long time. You have to go to a distance.
On a boat.
But maybe so you don't have time for your wife. So, there's times that pay little, but you have more time for your wife. So Reitze Odem Bekav, that means he'd like to have only a pot, one pot of rice, and tiflos. Tiflos means relations. Than getting a lot of money and not having my husband all the time. That's how Tosfos, the whole discussion of Tosfos. Zot the Gemara, who are you, Ayman? He used to say something about that the Chosid Shaita and a Rasha Arum, that they're Maval Arum. So, but we don't know in the Mishnah what does it mean. In fact, Zot the Gemara, Hechi Domi Chosid Shaita. What's called a Chosid Shaita? So the Gemara Kagain, the Katava Itza Benara, a woman is drowning in the Taich, and it says, Rav Eirech Arach Sakura Bo, Vatsu, you're not allowed to look at women. So see, that's a drown. That's a Chosid Shaita. Hechi Domi Rasha Aram, what's called a tricky Rasha, or the Amar Rav Yochanan said, "Zehamatim dvarav b'dayin kaidin shabbat b'din chaveret." When two people are having a din Torah, so the rabbi is not allowed to listen to one person before the other one. But one guy comes earlier, and he gets into a friendly conversation with the rabbi, and he begins. He hints to the rabbi what he giving a matim, he giving tam to what he says, And the rabbi's mind is already beginning to form a little bit, So, and Rabbi Vu Amma, Zahanais.
We can't say what the time is.
Rabbi Vu Amma, Zahanais and Din Oni, Lahashim Messiah. The din is that you're not allowed to take tzedakah if you have $200. However, the din is if you have only $199. So, if someone gives you, let's say, $1,000. So you don't have to give them back the difference and say, no, I can only take $1, and once I get 200, no, you can take as much as they give you. So what is it? This guy, this Gevir, he doesn't really want to help the Ottoman, so he gives him $1. Once he gives him $1, he can't get any help anymore. So that's a Rosh Ottoman. He says, because this now we learn, he's not going to take these things which are meant for the Adam Alide. Aber so if they give him even 1,000, like I explained before, how there's a yitl, he could take it. And Rabbi Yossi said, Amar Rabban, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Ze hamasi isha limka b'nechosim mu'atim. The Amar Rabbi Asi, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Yisayim mishakad b'macham b'nechosim mu'atim, masha macham macham. There's a din azeg. If a father passes away and he left over in the chosim, so the din is that if there's sons and daughters, so for sure the sons yarshin it, but if there's very little, so then the daughters, you don't tell the daughter to go out and collect money. They ask them first, and the sons go collect money. So if the person left over in the chosim mu'atim, so someone gives them an eitzah to sell it. Once you sell it, so the daughters don't have their source, so they're in trouble. So someone that gives an eitzah and someone that gives an eitzah to someone to sell it and so to lock out the daughters, this is a crooked person. And if Shimon and Abaya Omer, Zeh Hamasi eitzah Limka b'nechosim ke'Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, the Sanya nechosim l'cho v'achrecha l'poini v'yorad harishon u'mocha v'ocha hasheni maitzim yad l'kuchos. And Dibri Rabbi, Reb Shimon Gamliel Eimer, Eimer Sheni Elama Sheshaya Harishon. That means that listen, if someone says, I'm giving you my field, a present, and after you pass away, I want it to go to someone else. Okay? So normally, till he's alive, it's his, and after it goes to that other person. But someone gave him an eitzah, you know what? Sell it.
You sell it.
Now the question is, when he sells it, could that other guy come to the lekeich and say it's supposed to come to me after he dies? So that's a machlokes in the Gemara. If he could be mitzvah mother kuchas, or if he masha also for following him. It wasn't his when he died. If it's still his when he dies, it goes to you. But it wasn't his when he died. Someone gives an eitzah, you want to get money, or you'll have money to leave for your children, whatever it is. That is a rasha. And let's just finish one more line. And Rabbi Yossi b'chama Amar, Rav Sheshes, Zeh ha'machriya acherim bar chaysav, that he tells people, look at me and do the way I do. Like they should think he's a big tzaddik, And Rav Zika Amar, Zeh ha'mekel atzman umachma l'acherim, the one that, when for himself, the famous story that they came to the rabbi and they told him that your animal is drowning in the water. So the rabbi began to pilpul zich. If you got it, touch it, muksa, this, that. Then another person said, another guy ran in and said, Rebbe, I behemoth trinkt sich. Oh, mein behemoth. Okay, I have another din also. So he's machmer for one and he's makel for the other. That's a Rosh Hashanah. Okay. I don't have time for it, but there's a very interesting thesis there up on top about Ben Azai. If you want to home, you can look at it. A very interesting thesis.